Hey folks, it's Lindsay Hustle with SPS back in the building over at Renaissance High School for the Detroit Public Schools Community District City Championship, and I'm sitting with someone. This is like family. This is not just a random interview. This is Miss Michele, MiMi Watkins, one of my biggest supporters, and I'm happy to be able to talk to you today as you represent for the Lady Comets of Cody High School. Coach, how are you?
I am well, I am well.
Yeah, I had a chance to interview one of your great student athletes who did a great job, but talk about what mental health means to you as a former collegiate track athlete, as a mother of an outstanding young lady, Kyra Jefferson, who's competing all over the world right now. Well, what does mental health mean to you?
Well, mental health means to me is that primarily everything you do starts in the mind, starts in the confidence you have or the lack of confidence that you have. And so it's important that not only do we take care of our physical health, which we all remember to do, but we forget to take care of our mental health. And mental health in sports is generally 90% of what either makes us or breaks us.
You've seen it on every level, you know, from being a LSU Tiger to watching Kyra do her thing, and now dealing with this generation of athletes and also new breed. How do you take all of your experiences and bring it down to this common denominator dealing with the next generation of athletes when you're out here with them today?
Mainly what I tell the athletes to do is feel what you feel. Like a lot of times kids are taught not to be afraid, but it's okay to be afraid. What you can't let fear do is get you stuck. And so it's always saying, okay, you're afraid, that's fine. Let's do something with the fear. Let's just say we're afraid and then move on and then figure out what we can do to be unafraid. The other thing is, in sports, you gotta keep it fun. You put too much pressure on yourself, then it's no fun, then you're not successful.
Now, you make a good point. I love when you talk about feel what you feel. The amount of emotional energy you put in to not feel a certain way as opposed to acknowledging it, seeing what you got to do about moving on is powerful and keeping it fun. What's some of the things you do to try to keep it fun for your athletes?
First, I start out by telling them, we're going to keep it fun. That's the first and foremost. Because when it feels like there's pressure on you to perform, then you got all these things going in your mind. You got all these things that you make, these stories you make up in your head. And so first thing is starting out saying, hey, let's keep it fun. The second thing is, hey, let's pretend like it's practice. There's no pressure. Let's do what we do. We know what we do. We practice what we do. And so therefore, it's going to be fun. And generally that works. You know, it generally works.
I really like that. I always ask the coaches this question about the advice they can give to coaches who've been coaching for some time and those leaving. And you, I mean, you've had such a great coaching experience on every level. What keeps you in it? And I never asked you that either.
I love what I do.
You love what you do?
I love the kids, and if I can only reach one kid, I have done what God has put me on this earth to do, is to reach one kid. I've just been fortunate enough to continue to do this because I love to do it, and I love to be able to teach what I know, but I also learn from the athletes that I coach. Specifically, as the generations change, things are different from when I ran. Coaching is different from when I ran, and you got to be able to adapt to relate.
And not say, this is how I used to do it, and expect them to do it like that?
Exactly. I still share, this is how I do it, did it, but let's see if there's a better way or a different way that we could do it and still accomplish the same goals.
How do you love on them when they're having a bad day?
Oh, I just love on them and say, hey, we all have a bad day. Everybody can't always PR. Everybody can't always come in first. All we can do is just keep trying, go back to the drawing board and seeing if, hey, what could we have done differently? What
about when that bad day is not dealing with their physical ability, but attitude and just bringing some other nasty stuff to the table?
Oh, I tell them all the time, hey, is this the day to tap out? Because it's okay if we want to tap out. Just let me know that you're having a bad day, because then I'm going to coach you a little differently, understanding that you're bringing some other things to practice.
Oh, wow. And then that kind of put everything on the table then, huh?
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Coach, you make me want to run for you right now.
Come on, let's do it.
Hey, it's always been a pleasure. Any special shout outs you want to give?
I want to say a shout out to my husband, Coach O, to my daughter, Kyra, and to the Cody Comets.
Hey, not a better shout out you can give. With that being said, Lindsay Hustle, SPS, we'll see you next time.
All righty.